I'm Christiana, and with me I have Reni here. Hi, Reni.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Reni's a first-time home buyer. Well, she bought her home already, but she bought her home at 23, and she bought it as pre-construction and is using it as an investment property now. She does have tenants in it, so she's gonna tell us about her process and how it's been so far. So yeah, I'm excited for this video.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Thanks.
Okay, at what age did you buy your property?
So I bought it at 23. I put the deposit down when I was 22, and then I closed
at 23.
Exactly.
And it was a pre-construction.
Correct.
Hence the time.
Exactly.
At what point did you know you wanted to buy the property?
This is actually an interesting question because I didn't really know that I wanted to buy my property. I just had a bunch of money saved from my investing, and I was like, Dad and Mom, what should I do with all this money? And they were like, oh, put it into a rental investment. The mortgage rates are really low. And I was like, okay, like this is interesting. So yeah, I guess once I was about 22, I'd been investing for 4 years. So I was like, I might as well just buy a rental property.
That was actually my next question. Like, how long did you take it to save?
Oh,
but I guess you're not saving for the property, you're just saving money.
Exactly.
And how did you, like, I know you mentioned investments, but could you talk more about what types of investment you use?
Yeah, so I invest in the stock market. I buy shares of different companies and then I invest in those. So that's how I was able to, ever since I was 18 years old, I've been investing every 2 weeks. And
so smart.
Right? Shout out to my parents, honestly. But yeah, that's how I've been able to save enough money to purchase my house.
Yeah, so a lot of people work towards saving for a particular price, like let's say 500K, 400K and all that. But did you have like a budget? Did you know what you're looking for, or you're just going more off your down payment? How did it work?
I think, I was working off my down payment, but I think it makes more sense to go the other way around. Yeah. But I was like, okay, I know that like the GTA is not affordable for me at the moment. So so I was like, okay, what works in my down payment that's a little bit outside of the GTA and still makes sense as a rental property, so I can still manage the property myself. So
yeah, makes sense. Oh, and she manages the property herself, so I guess she saves as well on that.
Oh yeah,
as opposed to having a property manager.
Yes.
Do you think you sacrificed some things in your lifestyle to get the home, or no? Yeah,
so when I started looking, I didn't have I was close to the amount that I needed for houses in the London and where is it? In like Guelph and that area. Yeah. I had enough. Well, I had almost enough, but I didn't have enough. So for the next year, I like cut down on all my expenses, which was really like, I love to eat out. Yeah. So I was really sad that I wasn't able to eat out as much. But yeah, I definitely made a strict budget, and it was good. I was able to see like I spent way too much on food and like a lot of things. Yeah. So I cut. Those are the sacrifices I had to make.
For sure. And like a lot of people are always like surprised and they don't want to make those sacrifices. Yeah. But honestly, like time flies, a year flies, 2 years fly, and then like you're back. Not you're back to that habit, but like you can then like think about it, was this actually worth spending money on? You can see with a fresh perspective, and then you also like it's a long-term goal. Like once you buy a property, like you're so satisfied, and I think that satisfaction makes it like it's way beyond like those sacrifices. You make you so happy. So
when you get those keys, you're like, oh, it was worth all the money that I saved, right?
Yeah. And I do have a post on my Instagram showing little things you can save from, like cars, for example. If you're a couple and you have 2 cars, and like she said, eating out and all that, so you can check out that Instagram post. I'll put my Instagram in the description below. Did you do like calculations to figure out your ROI before with your realtor?
Yes. So we basically, I told him like, this is how much I'm willing to spend on a house, but obviously I need the rent, and this is how much my pre-approval was for. Like I basically gave him all the numbers, and I told him my average month mortgage is my mortgage is expected to be this amount every month. So I need a property that will give me rent above that basically. And he got me what, like the rent is it's like much more than my mortgage every month. I think it's mostly because interest rates are really low right now. It was I highly recommend working with a realtor to figure out those numbers because it doesn't make sense for them to show you properties that don't have a good ROI.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing about getting pre-approved, I know she mentioned she got pre-approved before she looked, was also if you do get pre-approved for a higher rate, but by the time you're ready to like, because pre-approval is just the bank saying they're gonna borrow you this money. It's not saying they're gonna actually give it to you. It's like maybe if you're under this circumstance, because sometimes people lose their jobs between the process of getting pre-approved and actually finding a place. So if everything stays the same, this is how much we're willing to borrow you. So from the time you get pre-approved, let's say you get pre-approved at 2.4, for example, which is really high for now. But let's say by the time you're ready to close and get the actual, put your offer in and everything, the rates are like 1.6 or 1.5, you actually do get the lower rate. So it even helps with that if you're looking at properties that are cash flow positive already with the 2.4 interest rate, and then when you do close, it's more cash flow positive. So I know you were initially looking at both resale, like already built properties, and and then you switched to pre-construction. Like when you were looking at the already built properties, how many did you think you saw?
Oh gosh. Because it's pretty far from, like, it's an hour and a half away from my house, we would like go on a Saturday and then see as many houses as possible. So I don't know if it was that many, because after the first 2 weekends that we went, I was like, okay, no, I can't do this anymore. So maybe we saw like maybe like 15 houses over those 2 weekends. And then there was one that I really liked, and I was like, oh, like I like that. And then they would be like, yeah, it's going for 50 over ask. And it was 60. So I would say like 15 houses is what I saw before going to the pre-cons.
Sounds good. And did you always look in London, or were you looking at like other areas?
So I looked in Guelph, Kitchener, Waterloo, and London. So those were all the options that I was willing to look at.
Okay, makes sense. And how long? Okay, I guess it was 2 weeks. Did you like, no, I can't do this one? She's actually, honestly, like, you're actually a good client, because you know what you don't want already. You're like, no, this is not for me. Like, give me something better.
Exactly. I was just not having it. It's a lot of effort, honestly. It is. And I was like, I don't want my realtor to keep like spending his time doing this, but I'm not going to commit to any of these. And
then based on, I guess, your resale options, like when you're looking at them, you only wanted to put an offer on one.
It was actually 2 that I wanted to, but one was, they needed to close like immediately. And I was like, I can't do that. And then the second one, they had lots of offers, and they were going super way above asking. So I was like, okay, I can't even compete with this, unfortunately.
Things go like 100K over asking, 200, 150. It's like, whoa.
Especially in those areas, because a lot of GTA people who live in the GTA have money, but they just can't afford the GTA. So they're like, oh, I can afford to put 100,000 more.
Exactly.
But it didn't make sense for me, especially because it was a rental. Like it didn't really make sense.
The numbers have to make sense. For sure. Did you learn? I guess that's what I was gonna ask. Did you learn anything from your showings in the resale?
I actually learned that there's a lot you need to know when you go and look at a house. Like what's it called? The system that they send out.
Prospect Collab.
I think it was called Matrix.
Matrix. Matrix.
So they sent me. My realtor sent me like 10 things a day, 15 things a day, and I was like, this all doesn't make any sense to me until I actually see it in person. So that was. I guess I just learned that, like, go with an expert, because if I had gone by myself, I probably would have put like. Loved every house, like oh, this is so nice, it's so nice. But then he'd be like, don't you see that, and don't you see that? And my thank God for my parents, they were there. They were like, this is wrong. So I would say go with experts. That's one thing I really value.
Because even like little things like what's it called, leakage, like water, and then like in the basement sometimes there's just little things like people don't know what to look out for. And when you work with a realtor, we see lots of homes, we know quality, and we know what's not the best, and we can always point it out to you. But then again, the final choice is yours if you want to go ahead, because some people love the homes, they don't mind paying for the cost to fix that. So it just it depends on what you want to do.
Definitely individual thing.
For sure. What types of properties did you want initially? What were you looking at?
I was just looking at townhouses, semi-detached.
Okay.
I wasn't like fixed on a condo, but I did settle on a condo. And I think
condo townhouse.
Condo townhouse, yeah. I think it actually does make sense that I had a condo townhouse because like everything's covered by the condominium corp, right?
Oh my god, yes.
So I'm so glad that I went like everything outside of the house. Like if something happens to the roof, it's not me.
Yeah, you just tell them this is going on, and then
anything that's wrong in the house, it's not me. It's like if the like they have a really good warranty as well. Like I don't know,
1 year if it's brand new. Yeah, pre-con.
You do pay monthly for your condo.
Yes.
Corp. You pay to the condo corp every month, but like honestly, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Depending on the fee, like mine is pretty low, so.
Yeah, some people like it can range from like literally like. It can range up to like 500, 600. It just depends on like your space.
That's something new home buyers should factor into their costs every month.
Yeah. But obviously you know this ahead of time before you submit the offer. So you also like can run the numbers. That's one thing I tell like people personally, like for first time home buyers, I think some sort of condo is fine. Like I recommend it just because like it's overwhelming. Sometimes you don't even know something can go wrong with your home. Like you hear the weirdness, like your tenant, even if it's you, your tenant can call you in the middle of the night, like this is going, like that's possible, like that happens. But if you have like a condo corporation, for example, like if it's a townhouse, if it's just like a condominium unit, there's people there's property managers you can talk to. Like you just need to connect the dots. If you're like the landlord, you just need to connect the tenant to that person. If you can deal with it right away, and if you can, get on the phone. And it's just even shoveling in the snow in the winter, like your driveway. It's just a lot of, I think for a first time home buyer, people don't realize the upcoming maintenance that comes with owning the home. Especially like little things, like there's some things you need to do in the winter, there's some things you need to do in the summer to maintain the home ownership of your home and to make sure it's in good standing. So I think like, but at the same time, freehold, you can always also get a property manager to manage your single family homes, like your detached, your semi-detached, all that. It also just depends on what you're willing to do.
But yeah, it made sense for me to go with a corp.
What made you decide to go for pre-construction eventually?
Yeah, I think it's really just the fact that the price is set with a pre-construction, so I didn't have to worry about like anyone bidding 50K over asking. Like the price that the builder set was set. So. And I also like that it allowed me to save up more money over the next year.
Just to ask, what was your pre-construction deposit structure like? How long was the wait from the day you signed for the deposit till closing? Yeah,
so mine was, okay, so we had to put down 10K. Do you want numbers? Like, okay. So we had to put down 10K initially for the deposit, and then over the next, I think we had occupancy 5 months later. So I think it was, no, actually it was like 2 months later. We had occupancy. So the house was like built basically.
You went in like when I think the structures were already up.
Exactly. Okay. So 2 months later we were able to get the keys, but I didn't own it technically. And then it actually closed 11 months later. So I was able to put tenants in after 2 months and still get income every month, which was really good. I didn't formally own the house, but I was paying an occupancy fee to the condo corporation every month, which was less than my rent, so it didn't it made sense.
Did you have any worries investing in pre-construction initially?
I think because it was so close to done, I could see like houses that were already done in the so I wasn't that worried. But I've been looking at pre-constructions lately, and I'm like, okay, no houses have been built at all. I'm really scared about what this is gonna look like. So like I don't know, but I think it's all about the builder that you choose. Like you need to research on the builder, and your realtor can definitely help you choose a good builder. And for sure, like some builders unfortunately don't complete projects. I mean, it sucks because everyone's waiting for their property, but at the same time, that's why exactly like she said, talk to your realtor. You can see the previous projects the builder has done. You can also see the quality. Like you can actually just book a showing to go see like one of their units or something, just to see what the kind of appliances they use, the kind of finishes they use, the floors, like obviously. And sometimes people
builders do change along the process. They change little things like maybe the floor plans, they add a wall here, but they always keep you in the loop. It's not going to be like a shock or anything. But one thing you also have to, I think with pre-construction, you have to be flexible. Like sometimes things do close longer than they do finish, get completed longer than expected. Like due to COVID, some of them had to take a break. I mean, construction's back on now, but initially with the shock, like everyone was like really surprised. But construction workers are an essential worker, so they still they're still running right now. But at the same time, it's like things like that, they're unforeseen circumstances, so you have to be flexible with your moving date if you plan to use it as an end user personally.
Okay, that's a good point, because like for me, they were like, it's closing spring 2021 or 2020, and I was like, what does that mean?
When it's
which
spring
day? So they could have been like the very end of spring is when they actually closed. So if I was planning on moving in, I'd be like, okay, I'm in limbo, like when is that?
Exactly. And like that's a thing builders do. They don't give you like March 2020. They just give you like a season, because it gives them like, because at the same time they want to be reputable. They want to like stand behind their words and everything, because that also affects their future projects. Because honestly, I don't know, do you know your builder?
Ironstone.
Okay, good. Like if you're gonna invest, or if you have a friend that's gonna invest in another pre-construction, you're like Ironstone, exactly. So the same way everyone like looks for referrals, builders also think about it, like the reputation they build for themselves. So yeah. Would you invest in pre-con again? I guess you said you've been looking at pre-construction, so you would.
Yeah, I would. And even one that is like further out, like 2 years, 3 years, I would. Yeah, as long as like I just want to see a model home. I think that's my only thing.
I really want to see a model. Some builders do that. Some builders actually have like a model home that's finished, so you can actually go in and
which
touch.
is what mine had. I really like that. But I don't know with COVID if there's others.
They're still doing it. It's just there's restrictions. For example, how many people can be in it, and then you actually have to book a time slot. Like you can't just like walk in and
like,
stuff like
that. We were walking into everywhere.
Exactly. So and obviously like gloves, masks, sanitizers, all that stuff.
Okay.
Were there any surprises with your property eventually? Did it take longer than expected?
No, there were no surprises, thankfully.
That's a good builder.
I know. I honestly would highly recommend it. They even gave us a Dyson vacuum after we closed.
Okay, Dyson, top of the line.
A very expensive vacuum, which I love. So, no, thankfully I didn't have any surprises.
That's good. And honestly, guys, I think surprises only happen when you don't do your research early. And some people actually forget. When you're investing in pre-construction, sometimes you can assign it if you don't want to use them own anymore. But some people get surprised because they can't assign. Not every project allows you to assign. So little things like that are things you have to look at before getting your assigning the contract.
And can't they just... They can take it to a lawyer to review.
You definitely. Well, if you're working with a realtor, which you should if you're buying a pre-construction, they'll definitely have like a real estate lawyer that some that specialize in pre-cons, so they know how to read in between the lines. And also some that don't still are good. But it's always good to just work with whoever you're confident with. But never buy a pre-con. I've had people walk in. I've heard about stories of people walk into the sales gallery or sales center and just buy from there, and I'm like, just get a realtor, and then they forget to like get a lawyer to like read through the contract. And then about pre-con, you have 10 days to decide if you want to go ahead. So in those 10 days, you can get your lawyers to like really look into it and everything. Just don't do it. Like you walk into a space, like the builders. They don't have any representative. It's the builder that's helping you. So, and they're gonna save their assets.
Exactly.
Not yours.
Always get people who are representing you as well, because the builder is there for themselves.
Exactly. Even like I saw your PDI video on her channel. She has a YouTube channel, by the way. I'll plug her at the end. But she plug herself at the end. But she does have a video about the walkthrough and everything. So you can like always do your own inspection, your own review. Like it might cost a few $100, $1,000 extra, but honestly long term is worth it. Like it's it makes sense to spend money up front than have to pay later because you didn't see something in your inspection, for example. Exactly. What were you looking for in your property initially? Was that what you ended up with? Like bedrooms wise, bathrooms wise, age, all that? So I was looking for a newer home ideally. Because I just didn't want all the, like, I know there's a lot of maintenance with old homes sometimes. So I was like looking for a newer home. And then I was not looking
to rent to students at all. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I was looking for a home that could accommodate a family. That's what I was looking for. So I was looking for like 3 to 4 bedrooms, and that's what I ended up with. And also, one thing that was important to me, because I was looking for a family, was parking. So there was one place I actually really liked in Kitchener, and I was like ready to put. It was also a pre-con. I was ready to put the money, but then they were like, you need. They only will give you 1 parking spot. Oh, okay. So I was like.
This one, did you get 2?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it has a garage and then the driveway.
A lot of pre-cons don't give 2. Yeah. So you have to, sometimes like you even have to like pay extra.
I know. Oh my god, I was looking at one in Toronto. They were like 30,000 for this parking spot. I was like, no. It's a no for me. Thank you.
Toronto has like high-end investors, like, because a lot of international people just come and put all their money. So they'll take it. Developers will take it. 100%.
So overall, I ended up with what I wanted.
That's good. Did you have any unexpected costs?
No.
I think based on the kind of person you are, you did all your research.
Yeah.
Ahead of time.
Yeah, I did a lot of. I'm a very detailed person. I like to know what I'm getting myself into. So,
that's good.
Yeah, I didn't have any unexpected costs.
That's good. And how did you know that was the one? Because you mentioned you saw one in Kitchener.
Yeah.
And how many pre-cons did you see actually? Do you remember?
I think just those 2. The 2? One in okay. Actually 3. 2 in Kitchener and then
one in London. Yeah. How did you know that project was the one?
Honestly, I liked all 3. I'm just gonna.
Okay, that's hard.
Yeah, I really liked all 3. I think the downfall with the Kitchener one was just the parking. Like it was, I think all 3 properties were ones I would personally love to live in. Like I know investment properties, some people don't care what it looks like. It's just like
money. As long as the numbers make sense, get it.
But for these, I was like, oh, these are beautiful. I would like to live in all 3 of them.
That's good. That's a good landlord.
Honestly, my house, it's beautiful.
Landlady, sorry.
Yeah, it's really nice. So
if you're looking to move to London, she might have a property for you.
Yeah, hit me up.
Was it hard to get a mortgage?
No, it wasn't. And I think it's because I'm so like passionate about financial literacy, so my credit is perfect. A1. Yeah, since like
love to see it.
Yeah, never paid interest on my credit card. Like, you know, nice. I'm very meticulous about that. And I also I work at the bank, so I don't know if that helps, but
no, it definitely does.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a smooth process.
That's good. Were you worried about closing? No.
But I guess the only thing is because I invest my money and my money was in my investment. The market crashed in March, so I was like, oh my gosh, I was a little bit stressed about that, but it bounced right back, so it was no big deal.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think that's just one of the risks of like and something that's also like advisable is like if you're gonna pull from stocks or something, you can always just pull a bit out, like even if it's like half or a quarter or something, just so you have as like a safety net, so you're not like scrambling for the whole thing in case the market crashes.
Definitely do not keep out. I took a bit out in February, which was very smart of me, but then I saw some in March and I was like, oh my gosh, it's crashing, but then it bounced back. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Any tips or advice for people thinking of buying their first property or an investment property? Yeah,
I would say, as we've said, do your research. Make sure that you rely on the experts, because I'm a person who's like I know nothing, so I trust the people who know things. So rely on people who are knowledgeable in the areas that you are not knowledgeable in. Even if you have to pay them, like it's definitely worth it to pay someone who is knowledgeable about these things. And make sure you look at how much rent you can get compared to your mortgage. Your closing cost is not your only cost.
No, down payment. Like you have to think long term.
Think long term about every. This is a big investment, one of the largest you'll probably make in your life. So think logically about it and consult the experts.
Reni has a YouTube channel. I'm gonna put it in the description below. Do you want to talk a bit about your channel? Yeah, so on my channel I talk about financial literacy and career development. There's a big focus on money, and I have a savings plan that can help you save for your down payment if you're interested in that. So you can my channel is xoReni and you can learn more about it there. And where can I find you on Instagram? Oh yeah, and my handle is also xoReni, and that's XORENI. And I'll put it in the description below, so you guys don't need to worry about that. Thank you, Reni, for being on my channel today. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna have a series with first time home buyers, you guys should watch out for that. And yeah, we're all gonna learn from each other. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Bye.